In yesterday's class, we derived the relation between electric current and drift speed of the electron inside the conductor. Next, and current density was also completed. Next, relation between current density and intensity of electric field inside the conductor. Intensity of electric field inside the conductor. Actually, current density is equal to sigma into E. This is the relation between current density and intensity of electric field, where sigma, that is the electrical conductivity. Sigma is the electrical conductivity. Okay, we know current density J is equal to current passing through the conductor by area of cross section of the conductor. No? Current passing through the electric current passing through the conductor by area of cross section. It is the current density, which is equal to, we know according to Ohm's law, V is equal to I into Kepler. No? You write V here. I means V by Kepler by A. So across the conductor, suppose this is the conductor of length L. This is the conductor of length L, area of cross section A. When a potential difference of V is applied between the two ends of the conductor, intensity of electric field developed is a capital E. Then we can write V is equal to E into D. That's equal to V into E into D means distance between the 2 points across which potential difference is measured. That is L. So now instead of V, you write E into L. Because we have obtained the relation between J and E, that's why we have to incorporate E. So J is equal to V by R into A, which is equal to V means E into L by R into A. R into A. Okay, therefore, this is equal to EL by, what about R? Resistance of this wire. R is equal to rho into L by capital A. So R means rho L by capital A into E. Here A cancel, L cancel. So E by rho. J is equal to E by rho. Or J is equal to reciprocal of resistivity. Reciprocal of resistivity is the conductivity, electrical conductivity. That's why that can represent as sigma into E. Or in vector form, as intensity of electric field vector here, J is also a vector quantity. J bar is equal to sigma into E bar. In vector form, we can write that. Since sigma is equal to reciprocal of resistivity, this is called electrical conductivity. Electrical conductivity. Note down. This is the relation between current density and intensity of the electric field or electrical conductivity. Note down. Okay, next node point. Inside the conductor, at t is equal to 0, no net velocity to the free electron. At t is equal to 0, no net velocity, no initial velocity, no net initial velocity to any electron, because we do not apply any potential difference. But at t is equal to 0, when potential difference V is applied, then intensity of electric field is developed here, so that V is equal to E into D. D means here, because the length of this conductor is equal to say L. Length of the conductor is L. Then intensity of electric field developed inside the conductor is equal to V by L. That is equation 1. Suppose initial velocity for free electron, initial velocity is 0. Okay, acceleration of A is equal to, because of this potential difference V is applied as the intensity of electric field inside the conductor is equal to capital E, then acceleration of the force acts on the electron is equal to E into E. Suppose this is a positive potential, this is negative potential. Then on the electron, the force acts is equal to E into E. No? So force acts on the electron is equal to E into E by mass of the electron, say M. Here charge is E and mass of the electron is equal to M. Where M in a time t, suppose in a time t seconds the velocity acquired is V. Then what is the relation among them? From V is equal to, we can write U plus AD. No? AD. No? Suppose if you write the average velocity between two successive collisions, the final average velocity acquired between two successive collisions, which is the drift velocity. No? That's why instead of this, we can write drift velocity is equal to initial average velocity 0, because the electron is no net motion for the electron before application of the potential difference. That's why average initial velocity is 0 plus A means that does not change, that is E by, and the average time taken between two successive collisions is not the relaxation time. So tau. Mean average time or average time between two successive collisions, or it is also called as the relaxation time. So drift velocity is equal to from this drift velocity is equal to E by M into tau. Drift velocity is equal to E by M into tau. This is equation 2. So we got the drift velocity. Okay, now we know current density is equal to current density J is equal to, or current I is equal to, we can write current I is equal to, suppose the current passing through this conductor is equal to say I, then I is equal to NEAVD, we derive I is equal to NEAVD. So here I by A means current density. Current density I is equal to I by A, which is equal to NE into VD. That is equal to NE into VD means capital E small e tau by M. Therefore, current density is equal to NE square E tau by M. Current density is equal to NE square E tau by M. Okay, note down. But J by E is equal to sigma. J by E is equal to sigma. So here that implies sigma is equal to J by E, which is equal to NE square tau by small. Therefore, electrical conductivity of the conductor, sigma is equal to, we can write J by E, that is also equal to NE square tau by small. This is the formula for electrical conductivity in terms of relaxation time, conservation of the electrons, and mass of the electron. Okay, note down. Suppose when temperature increases, in case of conductors, the average speed of the electrons increases. So drift speed increases. When drift speed increases, tau decreases. Whenever the speed increases, time taken by the free electron to travel between two successive collisions is equal to decrease. That decreases. So tau decreases. When tau decreases, sigma decreases. That's why electrical conductivity decreases. When electrical conductivity decreases, the resistance will increase. our resistivity will increase, hence resistance increase. So in case of conductors, when temperature increases, the resistance also increases. In case of semiconductors, when temperature increases, resistance decreases. Okay, no doubt. So therefore, when temperature increases, drift speed increases, relaxation time increases, and electrical conductivity. You see, when tau increases, sigma also increases. Sigma increases. Okay, this is the case for conductors. For conductors. Sorry, tau decrease means sigma decrease, no? Sigma decrease. Sigma decrease, resistance increase. These are the different cases. Not a what Balaji Bhuvan? What is your doubt? Balaji Bhuvan. Balaji Bhuvan. I will unmute you. Speak. Balaji Bhuvan. Balaji Bhuvan. Screen clarity undi kadamma baane. ఏంటన్నా
ఇప్పుడు క్లారిటీ వచ్చింది సార్.
అదే అక్కడ సిగ్నల్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది, ఇక్కడ లేదు. ఎందుకంటే నేను కూడా వేరే సిస్టమ్ ద్వారా జాయిన్ అయ్యి చూస్తున్నా స్క్రీన్ ఎట్లా ఉందని. ఓకే, సెట్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకే, రైట్ రైట్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ మొబిలిటీ. Mobility of electron in conductor. It is represented with mu. Mobility of the electron. When E intensity of electric field is applied across the two ends of the conductor, the average velocity acquired by the electron between two successive collisions, which is called the drift velocity, that is v. Then drift velocity acquired per unit intensity of electric field applied across the two ends of the conductor is Vd by E, which is called the drift speed. Sorry, mobility of the sphere across. So mobility means the drift velocity acquired per unit intensity of electric field is called the mobility. Drift velocity acquired per unit intensity of electric field. Unit intensity of electric field. Drift velocity acquired per unit intensity of electric field. Drift velocity means already we know. Average velocity acquired between two successive collisions due to the electric field applied across the conductor. That is called drift velocity. So drift velocity acquired per unit intensity of electric field is called the mobility of the electrons inside the conductor, or mobility of any charge carrier inside the conductor. Okay, from this you see drift velocity Vd is equal to mu into E. In vector form we can write like this, because intensity of electric field is a vector, so Vd is also a vector. In vector form we can write it like this, or this is the formula for drift velocity. Okay. So here, what about the drift velocity in terms of intensity of electric field? Drift velocity in terms of intensity of electric field, we can write here. We see we can write like this now. From equation 2, okay, from this formula you see Vd is equal to mu into E. That is called mu into that implies Vd is equal to, sorry, instead of Vd we can substitute E tau by m because E is there. So E tau by m is equal to mu into E cancel. So mu is equal to, we can write E tau by small m mass. E tau by small. Mu is equal to E tau by small. We can write like this also. So based on the given information, which formula we have given? Shall we use this formula or this formula based on the values given in the problem? Okay. Okay, shall I write this one? Shall I write this one? Okay. Next, resistances in series. Important one, resistances in series. We know the conductor which offers certain resistance. Resistance means electrical resistance means the property of the conductor which opposes the flow of electric current through them or flow of charges through them. That is called the electrical resistance. Here the conductor which offers certain resistance, that is represented symbol like this. This is the conductor having some resistance. Okay, suppose you take 3 resistors. The conductor which offers some resistance is called electrical resistor. Suppose you consider 3 resistors. 3 resistors having different resistances. This is one resistor. This is another resistor. This is another resistor. Here this is having resistance R1. Here it is having resistance R2. This is a R3. Okay. Suppose all the resistors are connected end to end. And the second end of the first resistor is connected to first end of the second. Their second is connected to first end of the third, and so on like this. If the given resistors are connected like this, then the same current will pass through each and every resistance, because suppose in between 2 points A and B, these 3 resistors are connected end to end like this. In order to drive the current or in order to flow the current through this combination of the resistors across AB, we have to apply some potential difference now. This combination ద్వారా electric current pass kavalante, we have to maintain some potential difference across the A and B now. In order to maintain the potential difference between 2 points, what we have to do? Circuit lo ఏమైనా రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలంటే, అప్లై చేయాలంటే, what we have to do? Yeah, R effect is of course R1 plus R2 plus R2. You are right. In order to maintain the potential difference between the 2 points, suppose you take the bulb. The bulb is having 2 terminals. Whenever the electric current passing through the filament of the bulb, then only it will illuminate, glow. అయితే ఆ ఫిలమెంట్ ద్వారా కరెంట్ పాస్ కావాలి అంటే ఈ బల్బ్ యొక్క 2 టెర్మినల్స్ మధ్య పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలంటే ఏం చేస్తాం మనం? ఆ బల్బ్ యొక్క రెండు టెర్మినల్స్ ని తీసుకెళ్లి బ్యాటరీ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం కదా, బ్యాటరీ ఆఫ్ సెల్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం కదా, గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ సెల్స్ ని బ్యాటరీ అంటారు. బ్యాటరీ లేదా సెల్ కనెక్ట్ చేయాలి కదా, ఛార్జింగ్ పాస్ చేయాలి. ఛార్జింగ్ పాస్ ఎక్కడ చేయాలంటే పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ ని మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ ని మెయింటైన్ చేయాలంటే ఆ బల్బ్ యొక్క రెండు ఎండ్స్ ని తీసుకెళ్లి ఒక బ్యాటరీ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం కదా, బ్యాటరీ లేదా సెల్. కాబట్టి ఈ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయడానికి దీన్ని తీసుకెళ్ళి ఒక సెల్ కనెక్ట్ చేయాలి. సెల్ సింబల్ ఒక 2 vertical lines రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తామండి. one vertical line is having more length, another one is having less length. So because of this cell, ఈ సెల్ కి ఎటువంటి రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదు. అంటే సెల్ లోపల కొంత దాంట్లో సెల్ లోపల ఎలక్ట్రోడ్స్ ఉంటాయి, పాజిటివ్ నెగిటివ్ టెర్మినల్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఆ పాజిటివ్ నెగిటివ్ టెర్మినల్స్ మధ్య ఎటువంటి రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదు. ఒకవేళ ఉంటే దాని ఇంటర్నల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ అన్నమాట, ఇంటర్నల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది సెల్ అన్న. దానికి ఎటువంటి రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదమ్మా. అప్పుడు ఈ సెల్ వల్ల సెల్ సప్లైస్ సెల్ ఈ రెండు టెర్మినల్స్ మధ్య రెండు ఎండ్స్ మధ్య పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయడం వల్ల సమ్ ఎలక్ట్రిక్ కరెంట్ విల్ పాస్ త్రూ దట్. ఎలక్ట్రిక్ కరెంట్ పాస్ అయింది అంటే ఛార్జ్ ఫ్లో అయినట్లే కదా. వాట్ ఎవర్ ద ఎనర్జీ సప్లైడ్ బై ద సెల్ టు డ్రైవ్ ద 1 coulomb of charge or unit charge to pass through the closed circuit is called the electromotive force of the cell. ఆ ఎలక్ట్రోమోటివ్ ఫోర్స్ ఇక్కడ E అనుకోండి. అయితే దీనికి ఇంటర్నల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదు కాబట్టి ఈ ఎలక్ట్రోమోటివ్ ఫోర్స్ అంటే the energy supplied by the cell to drive or to send 1 coulomb of charge in the circuit is called electromotive force. As the cell is having no internal resistance, because of this electromotive force capital E, when you connect the two terminals of the cells, length of the line ఎక్కువ ఉంది కాబట్టి దీన్ని పాజిటివ్ టెర్మినల్ ఆఫ్ ది సెల్ అంటాం, లెంత్ తక్కువ ఉన్న దాన్ని నెగటివ్ టెర్మినల్ ఆఫ్ ది సెల్ అంటాం. ఓకే, సో whenever the cell is connected across these 2 points, here this end acquires positive potential as it is connected to positive terminal of the cell, and as this is connected to negative terminal of the cell, it acquires the negative potential. That's why here this end A has positive potential and it is having negative potential. So it is a higher potential, it is a lower potential. Due to that, some current will flow from higher potential to lower potential in this direction. That current is say I. So whenever across the combination of the 3 resistors, when you connect to the cell, then the cell drives the current or charge to flow through that. అయితే ఇక్కడ ఇది ఎటువంటి ఇంటర్నల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదు కాబట్టి ఎంత EMF సెల్ అయితే ఇక్కడ కనెక్ట్ చేసావో అంత పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఈ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య ఉంటుంది. సో ద పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అప్లైడ్ అక్రాస్ ద 2 terminals, 2 ends of this combination is equal to V, which is called potential difference. Electromotive force is different from potential difference. Because of applied electromotive force, some potential difference is developed across any resistance. ఇక్కడ రెసిస్టెన్స్ R1 తెలుసు, కరెంట్ I తెలుసు. అప్పుడు పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అక్రాస్ ద రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత అంటే according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, I into R1. That is the potential difference across this resistance. Potential difference across the second resistance is V2. Potential difference across the second resistance is V2, across the third resistance that is V3. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ద్వారా I కరెంట్ పాస్ చేయడానికి ఇంత వర్క్ చేయాలి. ఆ వర్క్ ఇక్కడ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అవుతుంది. అట్లాగే ఇక్కడ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ V2, ఇక్కడ V3. These potential differences are supplied by this EMF of the cell. అంటే EMF is the cause. Because of EMF only potential differences are developed. కాబట్టి EMF అనేది కాజ్ అయితే పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్సెస్ అనేవి ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. అంటే దీనికి ఎఫెక్ట్ వల్ల పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్సెస్ డెవలప్ అవుతాయి. పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ వల్ల EMF డెవలప్ కాదు. బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ EMF ఓన్లీ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఆర్ డెవలప్డ్. దట్స్ వై EMF is the cause and potential difference are the effects. So because of cell is connected across the combination here, potential difference are developed across the resistors. Okay, now ఈ సెల్ సప్లై చేసే ఎనర్జీని ఇక్కడ 3 రెసిస్టర్స్ కాబట్టి 3 పార్ట్స్ గా డివైడ్ అయింది. దాన్ని మనం పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అన్నాం. కాబట్టి అకార్డింగ్ టు కన్జర్వేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎనర్జీ ప్రిన్సిపల్, టోటల్ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అప్లైడ్ అక్రాస్ ద కాంబినేషన్ V is equal to లేదా E is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 కదా, V1 plus V2 plus V3. This is equation 1. Now as the 3 resistors are connected end to end between the 2 points A and B, because of this cell connected across this AB, whatever the current passing through this first resistor, there is no chance for this current to split. The same current will pass through this one, same current will pass through this one also. That's why when the resistors are connected end to end so that same current will pass through each and every resistor, they are said to be connected in series. సిరీస్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు అన్ని రెసిస్టర్స్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయ్యే కరెంట్స్ సేమ్ గా ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి కరెంట్స్ మధ్య రేషియో ఫస్ట్ రెసిస్టర్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయ్యే కరెంట్ I1 అనుకుంటే సెకండ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ I2 థర్డ్ రెసిస్టర్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయ్యే కరెంట్ I3 అనుకుంటే as all the currents are same that is equal they are in the ratio 1:1:1 that is equal to of course I is equal to I1 I2 I3. I is the total current sent by the cell to the circuit. ఈ I current ఇక్కడ వచ్చిన తర్వాత స్ప్లిట్ కావడానికి ఛాన్స్ లేదు ఓన్లీ వన్ కండక్టర్ వన్ వైర్ ఉంది కాబట్టి therefore without splitting only same current will pass through. Okay, now what is the potential difference across the first resistor? What is the potential difference across the first resistor? Tell me. According to Ohm's law, potential difference across the first resistor V is equal to IR. V means V1 is equal to current passing through them is I into resistance R1. So I R1. Potential difference across the second resistor is equal to I R2. Third resistor V3 is equal to I R3. Okay. Yeah, IR. So whenever three resistors are connected in series like this, whatever the current passing through them through the combination, you replace all these three resistors by a single resistance and same EMF is applied in order to send the same current through them. Whatever the resistance that can be connected here between 2 points A and B, that resistance is called effective resistance of these three. కాబట్టి ఈ త్రీ రీప్లేస్ చేసేసి సింగిల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ R తో రీప్లేస్ చేయండి. అప్పుడు ఆ రెసిస్టెన్స్ మీద పాస్ అయ్యే కరెంట్ మళ్ళీ సేమ్ ఉండాలి, ఇదే ఉండాలి. త్రీ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఎంత కరెంట్ అయితే పాస్ అయ్యిందో when you use the single resistance same current is to be passed. కాబట్టి suppose effective resistance R అనుకుంటే whenever the same current passing through them, the potential difference across that combination across that single resistance is equal to I into R, which is equal to potential difference applied by the battery. V is equal to IR. Okay, therefore this is the equation 2. Substitute all these values in 1. 2 in 1 gives V means IR, V1 means I into R, R1, V2 means I into R2, V3 means I into R. I can be cancelled. So R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R. Therefore, the effective resistance is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R. When number of resistors are connected end to end in series, then the effective resistance is equal to sum of the individual resistances. Okay, no doubt. When the resistors are connected in series, what is the ratio between the potential differences across different resistances? When resistors are in series, ratio among the potential differences across various resistors is equal to dash. Of course, only three resistors are here, so that is equal to dash. Already we know potential difference across any resistance is equal to I into R. Potential from potential difference V is equal to IR. Okay, you see through each and every resistor the current is same. That's why I is constant. When I is constant, that implies V is proportional to R. Therefore, V1 is to V2 is to V3 is equal to R1 is to R2 is to R. So the potential difference across various resistances is in the ratio of their resistances only. The potential difference across various resistors in series is equal to the ratio of their resistances only. Note down. Current ratio is 1:1:1. That is same. These formulas are important related to cells in series. In this case, what is the current passing through them? Current passing through the circuit is equal to, from Ohm's law, V is equal to I is equal to V by R. V by R means R effective. It is effective resistance connected across this AB instead of these three now. That's why effective resistance. This is equal to applied EMF V only. Applied EMF or potential difference across the combination of the three resistors is equal to V by effective resistance. When three resistors are connected in series, the effective resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So R1 plus R2 plus R. Now, what is the potential difference across the first resistance? Potential difference across the first resistance V1 is equal to I into R1. I into R1. I means V by R1 plus R2 plus R. V by R1 plus R2 plus R3 into R1. So R. It is V1. Similarly, what about V2? What about V2? Note down. Similarly, V2 is equal to I2 into R2. Sorry, I into R2. Okay, I will write it here. Potential difference across the second resistor V2 is equal to current passing through them I into R2. Already we have written here. I means already we got V by R1 plus R2 plus R3 into resistance R. Similarly, potential difference across the third resistance is equal to I into R3, which is equal to I means V by R1 plus R2 plus R3 into R2. These are the potential differences across the different resistors. Suppose if we take the ratio, V1 is to V2 is to V3, you will get R1 is to R2 is to R3 only. If you take the ratio among V1, V2, V3, then you take the ratio by using this one. You will get this only. R1 is to R2 is to R3. మిగతా స్టూడెంట్స్ కి చెప్పండి నా సిలబస్ సీరియస్ గా జరిగిపోతా ఉంది అయిపోతా ఉంది వాళ్ళేమో నెగ్లెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు స్టడీస్ అంటే ఏంటో అర్థం కావట్లేదు జనాలు కెరీర్ స్పాయిల్ చేసుకుంటున్నారు యు కన్వే టు యువర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అండ్ యువర్ కొలీగ్స్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ యాజ్ ఎర్లీ యాజ్ పాసిబుల్ యు ఆస్క్ దెమ్ టు జాయిన్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్. Okay, have you noted? Shall I erase? Okay. Okay, now resistances in parallel or resistors in parallel. Suppose when two ends of all the resistors are connected between the 2 points. Suppose this is one resistor having resistance R1. This is another resistor having resistance R2. It is another resistor having resistance R2. We can draw the diagram with 2 resistors also, no problem. You connect all the resistors between the 2 points only like this, and you connect in order to drive the current through this resistors. We have to maintain some potential difference between the 2 points A and B. For that, we have connected the 2 points across the cell having certain EMF. సపోజ్ సెల్ కి ఎటువంటి ఇంటర్నల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదు అనుకుంటే EMF is equal to potential difference applied between the 2 points by the cell. Because the two terminals of the cell are connected across AB. So whatever the EMF here, the potential difference across AB is equal to this EMF of the cell only. So potential difference across AB is equal to E, which is equal to B. ఎందుకంటే సెల్ కి ఎటువంటి ఇంటర్నల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదు. ఇంటర్నల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది సెల్ ఇస్ రిప్రజెంటెడ్ బై స్మాల్ r, which is equal to C. ఇంటర్నల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ కి తర్వాత వస్తున్నప్పుడు చూద్దాం. Okay, now whenever the potential difference is maintained across the combination here, this cell drives the current. Suppose the cell supplies I current to the circuit. This I current when reaches the junction here, as 3 branches are there, it is divided into 3 parts. This I current when reaches the junction here, it is called junction. The point where the different wires are joined together, that is called the junction. Okay, at the junction, as the 3 branches are there, this total current I is divided into 3 parts. The current through this distance R1 is I1, it is I2, this is say I3. Okay, now according to law of conservation of charge, current pass over cell current supply చేసినట్టు charge supply చేసినట్టే కదా. ఇది supply చేసిన charge Q ఇదే. Q charge 3 parts గా డివైడ్ అవుతుంది. Q1, Q2, Q3. కాబట్టి Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. దాన్ని డిఫరెన్షియేట్ చేసాం అనుకోండి. Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. దీని with respect to time differentiate చేసాం అనుకోండి. అప్పుడు dQ by dt is equal to dQ1 by dt plus dQ2 by dt plus dQ3 by dt. dQ by dt is the rate of flow of charge through the main circuit. దీని main circuit అంట. బ్యాటరీ నుంచి వచ్చే circuit main circuit అంట. So dQ by dt equals the main current passing through the circuit I, which is equal to dQ1 by dt is the rate of flow of charge through this first resistor, which is equal to current through the first resistor. So I1 plus I2 plus I3. This is equation 1. And ఇక్కడ ఎంత చార్జ్ అయితే రీచ్ అవుతుందో అదే చార్జ్ దీని ద్వారా డివైడ్ అవుతుంది. కాబట్టి ఎటువంటి చార్జ్ లాస్ లేదు. So according to law of conservation of charge, according to law of conservation of charge, we can write like this. You need not write this one. You need not write this one. After this, you write according to law of conservation of charge, the total current sent by this cell is equal to sum of the currents into which it is divided. I1 plus I2 plus I2. Next step. As all the two ends of all the resistors are connected between the 2 points A and B only, whatever the potential difference across this all are same. ఎందుకంటే ఈ రెసిస్టర్ కి రెండు ఎండ్స్ ఇక్కడ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఈ రెసిస్టర్ కి రెండు ఎండ్స్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి. ఈ రెండు ఎండ్స్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి. కాబట్టి whatever the potential difference across A and B, same potential difference exists across this. That's why potential differences across the when different resistors are connected such that potential differences across all the resistors are same, then they are said to be connected in parallel. Whenever the resistors are in parallel, then ratio among the potential differences across various resistors when they are in parallel is equal to what? Yeah, very good. 1:1:1. ఎందుకంటే అన్ని సేమే కదా. 1:1:1. Now current passing through this resistor is known, potential difference is known, resistance is R1. So from Ohm's law, V is equal to I1 into R1. We can write now. Similarly, V is equal to I2 R2. V is equal to I3 R3. We can write. Okay. Suppose you replace all these 3 resistors by a single resistor having resistance capital R, so that whatever the current sent by the cell to the circuit, the same current is being passed even single resistance is connected across the combination of 3. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య 3 రెసిస్టెన్సెస్ ఈ విధంగా ప్యారలల్ గా కనెక్ట్ చేసే బదులు ఈ మూడింటిని తీసేసి సింగిల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ క్యాపిటల్ ఆర్ కనెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇదే ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ది సర్క్యూట్ సేమ్ కరెంట్ పాస్ అయితే ఉంటే దట్ సింగిల్ రెసిస్టర్ having resistance R is called effective resistance of these 3 resistors in parallel. అది R అనుకుంటే అప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఈ మూడు తీసేసి R రాసాం. అది ఎఫెక్టివ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ R అయితే అప్పుడు ఆ రెండు ఎండ్స్ మధ్య పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ అప్లై దీనే కదా. V is equal to same current pass కావాలి I into R. R is the R effective. R effective is equal to R. దీని నుంచి I1 ఎంత రాయొచ్చు? I1 is equal to V by R1 That implies I1 is equal to V by R1, I2 is equal to V by R2, I3 is equal to V by R3, I is equal to V by R. Okay, now you substitute all these values in equation 1. This is set to 2 in 1. 2 in 1 gives I means V by R. I1 means V by R1. I2 means V by R2. I3 means V by R. That implies V can be cancelled. 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R. So when number of resistors are connected in parallel, then reciprocal of the effective resistance is equal to sum of the reciprocals of individual resistances. Note down. In this case, what is the ratio of the currents passing through the circuits? Because currents are different now. Currents are different, but the potential difference are same. But currents are different. From V is equal to I into R. V is same now. As the three resistors are connected in parallel, potential differences across all the resistors are same. So V is same. Implies current I is inversely proportional to R. Therefore, I1 is to I2 is to I3. That means the ratio among the currents passing through three resistances is equal to, as it is inversely proportional to R, 1 by R1 is to 1 by R2 is to 1 by R. You get like this. Because I1 is equal to V by R1, I2 is equal to V by R2, I3 is equal to V by R2. I1 is to I3 is to I3 is equal to V by R1 is to V by R2 is to V by R2. V can be cancelled. So 1 by R1 is to 1 by R2 is to 1 by R2. We can write like this. Okay. Since V is equal to IR in this formula, V is constant. Okay, I have written here. Right. Note down. R effect, yeah. Here, whenever the resistors are connected in parallel, the effective resistance is smaller than any one of the individual resistances. Any one of the individual resistances. ఇక్కడ వచ్చే R effective అనేది వీటి కంటే కూడా తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. మీకు ఇందాక సిరీస్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు R effective వచ్చింది కదా, R effective is greater than any individual resistance. ఇక్కడేమో less than any individual resistance. Yeah, in note points we will write. Bashwant, very good. These ratios, this is important. These formulas are important. Shall I write this part? Shall I write this part? Some note points. When n identical resistors each of resistance capital are connected in series, what is the R effective? When n identical resistors are connected in series, what is the effective resistance? Effective resistance in series combination is Rs, which is equal to what? Right up. Yeah, Anjan Teja. When all the resistors, n identical resistors are connected in series, effective resistance means that is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R2 plus R3 R4 R4 like that. That means all are same. resistors are connected in series. So effective resistance is equal to NR. When they are in parallel, when they are connected in parallel, when they are connected in parallel, R effective is equal to here n identical resistors are connected in parallel. Effective resistance is R. Then 1 by effective resistance is equal to, excuse me, 1 by effective resistance is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus and so on. N times we are right. N, okay. N times we are right. That is equal to n by R1. 1 by RP is equal to n by R. RP is equal to R by n. So effective resistance, no, R Anjan Teja. Effective resistance is R by n. Anjan Teja, Harshavardhan. Okay. So when n identical resistors are connected in parallel, the effective resistance RP is equal to R by n. So what is the ratio between these two? RS by RP is equal to, RS means NR by RP means R by n. That is equal to n square. No? Therefore, RS is to RP is equal to n square is to 1. Shall I write this part? Okay. Note 2. Suppose a conducting wire is bent in the palm of a circle. A conducting wire is bent in the palm of a circle like this. Like this. It is the center of the circle. Okay. On the here, distance per unit length. Let resistance per unit length be. Resistance per unit length be. Lambda. Here, the conducting wire whose resistance per unit length is lambda is bent in the form of a circle like this. Okay, and O is the center. Then on this circular conductor, between 2 points A and B, between 2 points A and B, what is the effective resistance? Effective resistance between 2 points. Effective resistance between 2 points A and B is RAB. That RAB is what much? Effective resistance between 2 points A and B is RAB. That is what question. And the 2 points make effective resistance calculate. That is our A. Shall I write this part? Okay. Suppose between A and B, this part offers the resistance say R1, this part offers the resistance say R2. This path is connected between 2 points, this path is connected between 2 points A and B only. That means how R1 and R2 are connected between A and B? Are they in series or in parallel? Between A and B? Between A and B, this resistance R1 is connected between A and B. This path is also connected across A and B only having resistance R2. How they are connected? They are parallel. They are in parallel. So between A and B, this part of the conductor having resistance R1 is connected between A and B. That resistance is say R1. Similarly, between 2 points A and B only, this part is connected, whose resistance is R2. That's why R is also connected between A and B only. This is R2. So how they are connected? Parallel. When they are in parallel, if effective resistance is RAB, then reciprocal of effective resistance is equal to sum of the reciprocals of individual resistances. No, this is the general form. Okay, what about this resistance? Resistance of any part. Resistance of any part R is equal to resistance per unit length is given. Suppose the length of this part is say L1, length of this remaining part is say L2. Length of this part is L1, length of the remaining part is say L2. Okay, angle subtended by this part at the center. Angle subtended by this part at the center. Theta is given. L1, L2 are not given. We are given only theta. L1, L2 are not given. So you see here, resistance R is equal to rho into L by A. Rho into L by A. Here, this part or this part, both are made of same material. That's why rho is constant, area of cross section is constant. Implies R is proportional to length L. No? R is proportional to length L. Okay, so R1 by R2 is equal. What about R1? What about R1? R1 is equal to length of that part is L1. Resistance per unit length is lambda. That's why lambda into L1 is R1. R2 is equal to lambda into L2. Okay, therefore R1 by R2 is equal to, we can write this by this means L1 by L2 units. L1 by L2. Okay, so now you substitute these values here. Therefore, from 1, I will erase this part. Shall I erase this part? Okay. One by RAB is equal to 1 by R1 means lambda L1 plus R2 means lambda L2. That is equal to 1 by lambda and take common. 1 by L1 plus 1 by L2. 1 by L1 plus 1 by L2. Suppose radius of this loop is smaller, then theta is equal to L1 by, if radius of this loop, conducting loop is equal to R, then L1 is theta is equal to arc by radius, that means L1 by R. Then what about remaining angle? This angle 2 by minus theta. So 2 pi minus theta is equal to arc. This arc means that is L2 by radius R. That implies L1 is equal to R theta, LB is equal to R into 2 pi minus theta. We can write. Therefore, 1 by RAB is equal to 1 by lambda into 1 by L1 means 1 by R theta plus 1 by R into 2 pi minus theta. That is equal to 1 by R will take common. 1 by lambda R into 1 by theta plus 1 by 2 pi minus theta. Okay. Shall I write this part? Shall I write this part? So 1 by RAB is equal to 1 by lambda R into, when you take LCM, you will get 2 pi by theta into 2 pi minus theta. You will get like this. Okay. Suppose if the total resistance of this entire circular loop is given, this is one formula. From this RAB we have calculated. From this RAB is equal to lambda R into theta of 2 minus theta whole by 2. This is the formula for effective resistance. Just if you are given lambda R and theta, in this case the effective resistance between A and B is equal to this one. If capital R is the total resistance of the wire, total resistance of circular loop, lambda is not given, comma, then R is equal to, we can write total resistance is equal to total length of this wire into lambda. We can write now total length of the wire is 2 by R into distance per unit length lambda. So lambda can be written as R is R by 2 by R. That implies R lambda is equal to R by 2 pi. We can write. You substitute this value here. Therefore, RAB is equal to lambda R means lambda R. That is equal to R by 2 pi. Instead of lambda R, you write R by 2 pi. Lambda R is equal to R by 2 pi into this value you write. Theta of 2 pi minus theta by 2 pi. So this is equal to R theta into 2 pi minus theta by 4 pi square. It is the effective resistance. So in this way we have to calculate. Okay. There is another method also. Okay, you note down. I will say another method. Just we are given total resistance of the conducting wire circular loop and the theta value. Then what is the effective resistance between A and B? They ask. Effective resistance between A and B, they ask. In such case, how we can find? Of course, this is only the formula. R is given, theta is given. In another method, we have to. I will erase this part. We are not given resistance per unit length. We are given theta and total resistance of the wire is R. Total resistance of the conducting loop, that is equal to R is equal. Here you see what is the total resistance and angle made by this entire circular loop at the center is equal to 2 pi radians. And the total resistance capital R, the wire having total resistance capital R makes an angle 2 pi at the center. Then what is the resistance for 1 radian angle? Resistance for 1 radian angle is R by 2 pi. Then resistance of the arc which subtends an angle theta is 1 radian in the resistance unte, the resistance of the arc which subtends an angle 1 radian at the center is equal to R by 2 pi. For this theta angle made by the arc, what is the resistance of this path means into theta. This is R1. Next, R2 is equal to resistance of this part which subtends an angle 2 pi minus theta at the center is equal to R by 2 pi into 2 pi minus theta. This is the resistance of the remaining part. These two are connected in parallel. So effective resistance. Effective resistance between 2 points A and B is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. That is equal to 1 by R1 means R theta by 2 pi plus 1 by R2. 1 by R2 means R into 2 pi minus theta by 2 pi means into 2. So that is equal to, you take 2 pi by theta, 2 pi by R common, 2 pi by R common. Then remaining is 1 by theta plus 1 by 2 pi minus theta. That is equal to 2 pi by capital R into, you take LCM. Then 2 pi by theta of 2 pi minus theta. Okay, this is second method. So from this, effective resistance RAB is equal to R theta into 2 pi minus theta by 4 pi square. That is only we got, I think. Yeah, R theta into 2 pi minus theta by 4 pi square. Simply we got. This is another method. Okay. By this method also we can do. Yeah, here when in this theta into 2 pi minus theta, whenever this product will be maximum, this resistance, effective resistance will be maximum. This will be maximum when theta and this angle both are equal. Theta and this angle, theta and this bracket both are equal. Then this product will be maximum, so that effective resistance will be maximum. You make them equal. Theta is equal to 2 pi minus theta. 2 theta is equal to 2 pi. Theta is equal to pi. Theta is equal to pi means if these 2 points are across the diameter of the loop, then effective resistance becomes maximum. Okay, very good. Bashwan. R is equal to R naught by 2 pi. Where is R naught? R1 is equal to R theta by 2 pi. No. The entire circular loop of resistance capital subtends an angle 2 pi at the center. Capital resistance in a loop center దగ్గర చేసే angle 2 pi radians. 1 radian angle ఉన్న arc center దగ్గర 1 radian angle చేసే arc యొక్క resistance ఎంత అంటే r by 2 pi. Then what is the resistance of this arc which subtends an angle theta radians means into theta, that is r1. Similarly for r2. Okay, Sriman, right? Note point 3. Note 3. Suppose we are given a metallic cylindrical pipe, not rod. It is a cylindrical pipe of length L, and it is the axis of the pipe. The inner radius of the pipe is R1, outer radius is R2. Outer radius is R2. What is the effective resistance between A and B? RAB is equal to question mark. Effective resistance between A and B is what? That is the question. ఈ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య రెసిస్టెన్స్ అడిగారు కాబట్టి ఆ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య రెసిస్టెన్స్ RAB is equal to across this 2 points A and B. Is the area of cross section of the pipe is constant or variable? Because the matter exists only in this angular ring only. ఈ మధ్యలో హాలో రీజన్ ఇదంతా కూడా అంటే ఒక పైప్ కాబట్టి లోపల హాలో ఉంటుంది. Only the share part is having material. Okay, here the area of cross section of the material of the pipe that remains constant up to this, no? that remains constant up to this. అంటే ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది కండక్టర్ మెటీరియల్ ఆఫ్ ది కండక్టర్ కాన్స్టెంట్. కాబట్టి distance between two ends is equal to rho L by area of cross section. Rho specific resistance rho a constant into length between these 2 points is equal to L by area of cross section of material of the conductor. ఎక్కడ ఏ పాయింట్ దగ్గర సేమ్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్ ఆఫ్ ది కండక్టర్ అంటే ఈ షేడ్ పార్ట్ యొక్క ఏరియా టోటల్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ వచ్చి హాలో రీజన్ యొక్క ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయండి. అప్పుడు ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్ వస్తుంది. కాబట్టి pi r2 square minus pi r1 square. Therefore, distance between 2 points A and B is equal to rho L by pi you take common r2 square minus r1 square. This is the effective resistance. అంటే ఇక్కడ AB పాయింట్స్ మధ్య రెసిస్టెన్స్ అడిగాడు కాబట్టి ఇట్లా చేస్తాం. నోట్ డౌన్. Okay, same cylindrical pipe AB we have taken, whose length is L. Inner radius, this is R1. The region of the material, the cross sectional region of the material is this one, shade part. ఇక్కడ కూడా షేడ్ పార్ట్ లో మాత్రమే మెటీరియల్ ఉంది, మధ్యలో హాలో రీజన్. Okay, inner radius R1, outer radius R2. Then suppose if we connect the battery between 2 points, if we connect the battery between these 2 points, if we connect the battery between 2 points P and Q, if P when you connect the battery between the inner surface and outer surface, what is the distance between these 2 points? That is the case. ఏ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య మనం బ్యాటరీ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తామో ఆ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య మాత్రమే కరెంట్ ఫ్లో అవుతుంది. ఆ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య ఎఫెక్టివ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత? ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ దీస్ 2 పాయింట్స్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద ఎఫెక్టివ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్? అంటే R effective is equal to RPQ. వస్తుందా? In between P and Q is the area of cross section of this pipe is same or changes? P దగ్గర ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ ఎంత అంటే ది ఇన్నర్ సర్కంఫరెన్స్ మొత్తం తీసుకోవాలి కదా, ఎందుకంటే ఇటువైపు కరెంట్ ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, ఇటువైపు కరెంట్ ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, ఇటువైపు అన్ని డైరెక్షన్ ఫ్లో అవుతుంది కదా. సో బిట్వీన్ P and Q, P దగ్గర ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది కండక్టర్ అంటే ఈ ఇన్నర్ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ది ఇన్నర్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ది కర్వ్డ్ సర్ఫేస్ ఎంత ఉంటుందో దట్ ఇస్ ద ఏరియా. అదే Q దగ్గర వచ్చేసరికి outer surface area ఎంత ఉంటుందో అది ఏరియా. అంటే ఏరియా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది కదా. When you move from point P to point Q, area increases. Area increase అవుతుంది. Area is not constant. ఇక్కడ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ కాన్స్టెంట్ కాబట్టి డైరెక్ట్ గా చేసాము. కానీ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ కాన్స్టెంట్ కాదు. In this case, how we can do? This type of problems are important for advance. It is important for mains. ఎట్లా చేయాలి? Come on, think about. ఎట్లా చేయాలి చెప్పండి? చెప్పండి. దీంట్లో కరెంట్ ఇటు నుంచి ఇట్లా ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, పి నుంచి క్యూ వైపు కాబట్టి కరెంట్ ఇట్లా ఫ్లో అవుతుంది ఇటు నుంచి వైపు ఐ. అట్లాగే ఈ అన్ని పాయింట్స్ కి కూడా సేమ్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఇచ్చాం. ఈ రెండు మీద పొటెన్షియల్ పి అయితే ఇక్కడ ఇన్నర్ సర్ఫేస్ కి V1 పొటెన్షియల్, అవుటర్ సర్ఫేస్ కి V2 పొటెన్షియల్ ఇచ్చిన కరెంట్ ఇట్లా ఫ్లో అవుతుంది పి నుంచి క్యూ కి. కానీ ఇక్కడ కూడా ఈ మొత్తం V పొటెన్షియల్ పి అనే పాయింట్ దగ్గర, పి అనే పాయింట్ ఇదంతా కూడా V1 పొటెన్షియల్ ఇక్కడ పి కి ఇచ్చామంటే ఇక్కడ మొత్తం ఇన్నర్ సర్ఫేస్ దగ్గర V1 పొటెన్షియల్ ఉంటుంది, outer surface దగ్గర V2 పొటెన్షియల్ ఉంటుంది. కరెంట్ ఇటు నుంచి ఇట్లా ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, సేమ్ కరెంట్ I. ఓకే, అయితే ఇక్కడ ఇన్నర్ when you move from inner surface to outer surface as the current is flowing in this direction, area of cross section increases, constant కాదు. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ ఒక స్మాల్ ఎలిమెంట్ కన్సిడర్ చేయండి. You consider the small element here. This is the small element. You consider the small element having radius say smaller, thickness dr. Okay, then resistance of that element dr. Resistance of that element is say dr. దీని thickness dr. Okay, resistance of element dr is equal to general formula rho into length of this element. Length of the element ఎట్లా వస్తుంది మనకి? length of the element అంటే కరెంట్ ఇటు నుంచి ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, ఇదేగా length of the element అంటే dr by rho into l by area. ఏరియా అంటే కరెంట్ ఇటువైపు ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, ఈ ఎలిమెంట్ యొక్క ఏరియా అంటే ఈ మొత్తం ఎలిమెంట్ ఒక సిలిండర్ షేప్ లో ఉంటుంది కదా, దాని యొక్క కర్వ్డ్ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా అంటే సర్కంఫరెన్స్ 2 πr into length r. కాబట్టి 2 pi r into length r. It is the surface area of the curved surface of this element considered. ఇది ఒక ఎలిమెంట్ యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్. ఇటువంటి ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు అన్ని ఒకదానికొకటి సిరీస్ లో ఉన్నట్టుగా వన్ ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ సెకండ్ ఎండ్ ఇస్ కనెక్టెడ్ టు ఫస్ట్ ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ది నెక్స్ట్, దేర్ సెకండ్ ఎండ్ ఇస్ కనెక్టెడ్ టు ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది నెక్స్ట్ లైక్ దట్. అంటే అన్ని సిరీస్ లో ఉన్నాయి కదా. ఒక ఎలిమెంట్ యొక్క రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఇందైతే అన్ని ఎలిమెంట్స్ కూడా సిరీస్ లో ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి ఎఫెక్టివ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ R is equal to ఇంటిగ్రల్ dr. అంటే ఇంటిగ్రల్ dr1 plus dr2 plus dr3 plus and so on రాస్తే దాని ఇంటిగ్రల్ dr అవుతుంది. దట్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఇంటిగ్రల్ dr అంటే rho dr by 2 pi r into r. Limits. This type of elements can be imagined from r is equal to r1 to r is equal to r. ఎందుకంటే ఇది r1 ఇది r. కాబట్టి ఇంటిగ్రల్ r is equal to r1 to r. Now in this rho by 2 pi l I am marked for any element here. Rho is constant and l is constant. Integral dr by r. Limits r is equal to r1 to r. Rho by 2 pi l into integral 1 by r dr. What is integral 1 by r dr? Integral 1 by r dr. Ln r. Limits r1 to r2. This is equal to capital R is equal to rho by 2 pi l into first upper limit ln r2 minus ln r1. Therefore r is equal to rho by 2 pi l into ln r2 by r1 right kada, rho by 2 pi l into ln r2 by r1. This is the effective resistance. In this way we have to note down. Without asking, I erase this one. If you need, you go through video. What is the next note point? What is the next note point? 5. Note down. In previous case, fourth one is the cylindrical shell. Now spherical shell. Sixth one, Anjan Teja. Fifth was completed. Fifth was completed means now sixth one. Okay, sixth one. 5 only. Okay. Right. Okay, have you noted this one? Shall I start that next one? Okay. Now there is a spherical shell. It is the spherical shell of inner radius R1, outer radius R2. Of course, here this is the connecting material. This total part is the connecting material, but hollow part is there inside it with concentric center. అంటే outer spherical shell, outer spherical surface యొక్క సెంటర్ ఈ క్యావిటీ యొక్క సెంటర్ రెండు కోయిన్సైడ్ గా ఒక క్యావిటీ చేస్తారు. అప్పుడు ఇదేమో ఇన్నర్ సర్ఫేస్ అవుతుంది, అవుటర్ సర్ఫేస్ అవుతుంది. కాబట్టి దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ఎ షెల్, స్పెరికల్ షెల్ విత్ ఇన్నర్ రేడియస్ R1, outer radius R2. Suppose between these 2 points, A and B, when a cell is connected, then current will flow from between 2 points A and B. Between 2 points A and B, when the cell is connected, current will flow in this direction, from higher potential to lower potential. E direction of flow. E direction of effective resistance. And between A and B, what is the effective resistance? RAB is equal to what? What is the effective distance between inner surface and outer surface? They may ask like, what is the effective distance between inner and outer surface or outer surface and inner surface? They may ask like that. Here, whenever the current is flowing from A to B in this direction, suppose if you consider the different spherical elements like this, are the surface area of the spherical elements are same from A to B or different? Tell me. ఇక్కడ ఒక స్పెరికల్ షెల్ ఇమాజిన్ చేయండి. This is one spherical shell. This is one spherical shell having radius say smaller and thickness dr. Okay, here this spherical shell can be imagined as the combination of number of spherical shells from A to B or B to A. Is the surface area of the spherical shell remains same for all elements? Different. ఇక్కడ spherical shell కొంత ఏరియా ఉంటాయి, ఇక్కడ spherical shell కి 4 pi r square, outer surface area ఏమో 4 pi r square, మధ్యలో ఉన్న దానికి 4 pi r square. అంటే different spherical shells, different elemental spherical shells are having different surface areas between A and B. కాబట్టి area of surface area is not constant. Current flow ఏ డైరెక్షన్ కి నార్మల్ గా ఉండే surface area ఇక్కడ కాన్స్టెంట్ కాదు, వేరీ అవుతుంది. అందువల్ల area is not constant. Area is not constant. Okay, now the resistance of this element dr and resistance of the element, spherical element, resistance of elemental spherical shell, comma d capital R is equal to rho into specific resistance of material of the spherical shell is rho into length అంటే కరెంట్ ఇట్ నుంచి ఫ్లో అవుతుంది కాబట్టి దానికి పర్పెండిక్యులర్ గా ఉండే థిక్నెస్ లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎలిమెంట్ లేదా థిక్నెస్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్ అంటే d స్మాల్ r కదా, d స్మాల్ r బై సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా. సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా కరెంట్ ఇట్ నుంచి ఫ్లో అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఇట్ నుంచి ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ ఇట్ నుంచి ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, ఇట్లా అన్ని డైరెక్షన్స్ లో ఇట్లా కరెంట్ ఫ్లో అవుతుంది. దానికి నార్మల్ గా ఉండే ఏరియా మొత్తం స్పెరికల్ షెల్ యొక్క ఏరియా 4 pi r square. అయితే థిక్నెస్ వెరీ స్మాల్ కాబట్టి ఇన్నర్ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా, అవుటర్ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ది షెల్ both are same. Okay, now this type of spherical shells can be imagined from small r is equal to r1 to r2. ఇటువంటి స్పెరికల్ షెల్స్ ని ఇక్కడి నుంచి స్మాల్ r is equal to r1 దగ్గర నుంచి స్మాల్ r is equal to r2 మధ్యలో నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్పెరికల్ షెల్స్ ని ఇమాజిన్ చేస్తారా. అన్నిటి ద్వారా ఇక్కడ ఎంత కరెంట్ అయితే పాస్ అవుతుందో అన్ని షెల్స్ ద్వారా సేమ్ కరెంట్ పాస్ అవుతుంది. కాబట్టి ఆల్ షెల్స్ ఆర్ ఇన్ సిరీస్. When all shells are in series, what is the effective resistance between A and B? Effective resistance between A and B is equal to अन्य elements like resistances dr1, dr2, dr3 and so on అనుకుంటే effective resistance is equal to dr1 plus dr2 plus dr3 and so on. దాన్ని సింపుల్ గా ఇంటెగ్రల్ dr అని రాసుకోవచ్చు కదా. ఇంటెగ్రల్ dr, this is equal to integral dr means rho into dr by 4 pi r square. Limits small r is equal to r1 దగ్గర నుంచి స్మాల్ r r మధ్యలో నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ గా డివైడ్ చేస్తాం కాబట్టి r1 to r2 ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేయండి. దీంట్లో రో బై 4 బై కాన్స్టెంట్ రైట్ అవసరం. ఇంటిగ్రల్ 1 by r square into dr limits r1 to r. So rho by 4 pi into 1 by r square dr integration. That means integral r to the power minus 2 dr. R to the power minus 2 dr means r to the power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1 means minus 1 by r1 limits r1 to r. So RAP is equal to rho by 4 pi into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. This is the effective resistance between two inner and outer surface of the spherical shell. In this way, we have to find out. Note down. Okay, time is 12:30. Can you spend 5 minutes more? If you can spend 5 minutes more, I will discuss one more point. Just 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, have you noted? Shall I write this part? Shall I write this part? Okay. Right. You see, there is a cylinder having non-uniform area of cross section. There is a cylinder having non-uniform area of cross section of length L and radius of curvature, radius of one cross section is A, another cross section B, B greater than A. B greater than A, B greater than A, but B is nearer to A, not very much larger. అయితే మన డయాగ్రామ్ కనిపించాలి కాబట్టి ఇట్లా డ్రా చేసాము. B is nearer than equal to A but not equal. So here B is greater than A. Okay. Now in this case, what is the effective resistance? అయితే ఇక్కడ effective resistance between A and B they ask. R effective between A and B, that is equal to plus 1. Between A and B effective resistance find out చేయాలంటే from A to B current pass అవుతుంది. ఇది పాస్ అవ్వాలంటే బ్యాటరీ ఇక్కడ కనెక్ట్ చేయాలి between A and B. అప్పుడు the current will flow from A to B or B to A. A నుంచి B కి లేదా B నుంచి A కి కరెంట్ ఫ్లో అవుతున్నప్పుడు మరి ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది కండక్టర్ రిమైన్స్ సేమ్. Is the area of cross section of the conductor remains same along the direction of flow of the current? No. Area of cross section mark on it. Kabatti suppose you consider the small element here. You consider the small element at a distance x from the first end and the thickness is dx. Dx length of element imagine from this end you draw a line parallel to axis of the cylinder. Okay, angle made by this inclined surface of this conductor with this line is equal to say theta. From this point also you draw a line parallel to the axis of the cylinder. This also equal to theta only. From the diagram, when you take this entire conductor, then tan theta is equal to what? When you take entire conductor, what is the tan theta value? Tan ఈ మొత్తం కండక్టర్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు tan theta అంటే ఈ రైట్ యాంగిల్ ట్రయాంగిల్ నుంచి tan theta is equal to opposite side ఈ సైడ్ ఈ లెంత్ అంతా ఈ సైడ్ ఇది B అని దాంట్లో ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు A కదా దిస్ ఇస్ A అప్పుడు ఈ వాల్యూ ఎంత B మైనస్ A కదా. సో tan ఈ మొత్తం రైట్ యాంగిల్ ట్రయాంగిల్ నుంచి tan theta is equal to opposite side by adjacent. opposite b minus a by adjacent and equal length of the conductor here. You take this triangle, say tan theta is equal to this length by this length. This length is what? Suppose this length is say y. From the axis, this element is having length y. I think element is disc shape లో ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ ఒక స్లైడ్స్ కదా ఇది disc shape లో ఉంటుంది. దానికి రేడియస్ y తీసుకుంటే అప్పుడు వాట్ ఎవర్ దిస్ లెంత్ from b if you subtract y that gives this length. So b minus y by this distance. This distance means from this L you subtract x, that is equal to L minus x. So L minus x. Okay. Now from this b minus y is equal to cross multiplication. B minus a by L into L minus x, or y is equal to b minus of b minus a by L into L minus x, or y is equal to b minus, you multiply with L, you multiply with L, LL cancel, then b minus a you get, you multiply with minus x, minus minus x into b minus a by L. Okay, now minus b plus b cancel, so y is equal to minus means plus a minus b minus a by L into x. Note down y is equal to is it correct or not? Y is equal to y is equal to b minus a by L. Okay, note down. Tan theta is equal to b minus y by L minus x. Okay, b minus y by L minus x. So b minus y is equal to b minus a by L into L minus x, or y is equal to b minus of b minus a by L into L minus x. B minus, when take LCM, b minus a minus x into b minus a by L. Okay. There is no plus or minus, you see, Teja. Plus or minus you get. Yeah, okay. Minus minus plus. Okay, this is plus. Right. This is equation 1. This is equation 1. Now, what is the shape of this element? When the cylindrical wire is divided into, suppose in the cylindrical wire, when you consider the element here, what is the shape of the element? This. So, in between A and B, as we had to find the effective distance, current will flow in this direction. Perpendicular to the direction of flow of current, what is the thickness of the element here? Dx. Therefore, resistance of the element is equal to rho into thickness dx by area of cross section. In this direction, what is the area of cross section? As it is in the form of the disk, area of cross section is equal to pi y square. Pi r square means pi y square, because radius of this element is pi y square. That is equal to rho dx by pi into y square means y means this one, a plus b minus a by L into x whole square. Okay, therefore dr is equal to rho by pi is constantly right outside into a plus b minus a by L into x whole power of minus 2 into x. This is equation 2. It is the distance of one element only. between A and B, this type of elements can imagine from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to L. All are in series. So in order to find the effective resistance, you do integration. So effective resistance between A and B, R effective is equal to RAB, which is equal to integral ER. That is equal to integral ER means rho by pi is constant, right outside. Rho by pi into integral of A plus B minus A by L into x square into dx. Okay, shall I between the limits? This x value we are integrating with respect to x. X value varies from x equal 0 to x equal to L. That's why x equal 0 to L. Shall I write direct formula after simplification? Because this can okay, I will do rho by pi into differentiation of this one means A plus B minus A by L into x whole to power 2 minus 1 means 1. Okay, by 1 into x coefficient is this one. So 1 by B minus A by L. Limits x is equal to 0 to L. Therefore, RAB is equal to rho by pi into L by B minus A here into A plus B minus A by A plus B minus A by L, B minus A by L into x. Limits x equal 0 to L. This is constant, it can be written outside. Rho by pi into L by B minus A is constant, right outside. Into A plus B minus A by L x 0 to L. When you substitute the limits, rho by pi into L by B minus A into first when you substitute upper limit you get L cancel, A minus A cancel, B you will get. When you substitute lower limit minus A you will get. Because x equal 0. Somewhere we have mistaken. Power minus 2. Yeah. Where is power minus 2? Yeah, sorry. Power minus 2 will get minus 2. Minus 2 means you will get minus 2 plus 1 means minus 1 you will get. Yeah. Minus 1 you will get. Yes. So here minus 2 means you will get minus 2. No, minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1 means minus 1 you will get by minus 1 into this one. So RAB is equal to rho L by pi into B minus A. You write minus also outside into A plus B minus A by L into x. Limits 0 to L. Shall I erase this part? Last 1 minute. Shall I erase this part? Okay. Minus rho L by pi into B minus A into first upper limit. Instead of x is substitute L cancel, A minus A cancel B. When you substitute lower limit, you get minus C. Again, we forgot that. Sorry, here minus 1 is there. Okay. So 1 by A plus B minus A by L into x. X equal 0 to L. Okay. Minus rho L by pi into B minus A. First upper limit. L when you substitute here, L cancel, A cancel, 1 by B you get. Okay. When you substitute lower limit, minus you put 1 by. When you substitute x equal 0, you get A. Yes. This is equal to minus rho L by pi into B minus A. Into when you take LCM, you will get A minus B by A. Okay. Here you see when you write minus inside, B minus C will get B minus A minus this will cancel. Therefore, RAB is equal to R effective. That is equal to rho L by pi into AB. Rho L by pi into AB. This is the effective resistance. Actually, we are having RAB is equal to rho L by effective area of cross section pi r square. At the place of r square, we are having pi AB implies R average or R effective is equal to root AB. In case of the conductor having non-uniform area of cross section as in the diagram, average radius can be taken as root AB. So at the place of R, if we substitute root AB whole square means you will get AB one. That's why rho L by pi AB you will get. It was asked problem. Previously it was asked. Okay, no doubt. So with this I will conclude the class. Okay, no doubt.